making sure you complete that lab. All right? When we're doing lab time, I can't make you stay. All right? That's your option. But just know that if you leave, you don't get participation points for that day. And participation counted for 10%. That's a whole letter grade. Kind of why I set it at 10%. Because you got to be here. Oh man, anatomy and physiology. Oh no, I can't take. Do y'all know what I get when I tell people what I do for a living? Yeah.
Do they say you're a good one?
No. Most of the time, when people find out what I teach, they go, ugh. Yeah, you get that, oh man, I remember that class, or you get that, I don't know anything about that, well, I'm serious. This is the coolest class ever, okay? It really is. It's the coolest class ever. Okay, so do you need an access code to be purchased? Yes, okay. But now, here's the other thing about the access code. The access code will last for Part 1 and Part 2 if you take it the same year. So like if you're taking Part 1 now and you're going to do Part 2 in, say, the fall, they'll probably still have that registration for you. So you won't have to purchase it again. Okay?
Is it the same last name?
Yes. Okay. So this, whatever you purchase now, it should last you, depending on if you complete it in the same year. Okay? We already talked about those cell phones, but I think we all kind of know why, and I'm glad, and thank you. I really appreciate everybody working with me on that, because if I have an emergency, I'm going to let you know, okay? I will let you know that I might have a sick family member. My parents are aging, okay? And I might have to take a phone call, but I will let you know, okay? The laptops, well, and what did we determine about the laptops?
They're not allowed during lecture, but they're allowed
During lab, right? Because you may have something for the lab, or the other part about having it in lab, when you're in those modules, and let's say we're completing Lab 1. Now, Lab 1, oh, I keep forgetting, I'm in my view. Let me get back to student view. When you click on this, what pops up, it says quiz, okay? That's just the only format Canvas would let me put it up. It wouldn't let me label it assignment, okay? You get to take this as many times as you want. So that means if you completed it the first time and you didn't get the full points, you can take it again, all right? The key to that, okay, because y'all remember, I still take classes, okay? The key to doing that, so that you don't have to do it more than twice, check your answers. All right, and anything you might have put in wrong, make sure you make a note of that so when you go through it the second time, you don't do that, okay? Well, I've had people email me and go, I've taken it 5 times. Well, I'm like, whoa. Don't ever take it more than twice, okay? Then that might mean if the answer didn't come up correctly the second time, that could be something on my side, okay? Let me know. You can email, you can let me know in class, you can say, I was completing the Lab 1 homework, but for some reason, question 5 wouldn't correct. Just let me know. Don't ever do it more than twice. Because once again, I don't want to increase your stress level. Okay? So when you click Take the Quiz, everything's there. Okay, so as you're working in the lab manual, the very last page of a lab is going to have the questions. These are the questions. So if you've got your computer and we're completing the lab that day and you want to answer the questions as we do the lab, that's fine. Okay, I'm okay with that. All right, any questions? All right, so, yes, I'm at that age. Okay. What are some examples of the disruptive behavior in class? Coming to class, you know what, thank you for owning that. Why do you think that might be considered disruptive behavior?
Because you're in the middle of a lecture, and if somebody comes in, say, 5 minutes late, 20 minutes late, most of the students direct their attention towards the person that's walking in, or whoever is not the instructor.
And that can not only be disruptive to, and I will let y'all know, okay? You know how they talk about that train of thought, all right? And trust me, my train, because I'm at that age, okay? Once that train is knocked off course, I have a hard time bringing it back. So yeah, that can be disruptive, but it's also disruptive to your peers here in the class. But I also know, okay, so once again, it's coming back to the mutual respect, okay? I also know we're in 8 o'clock class, okay? That's difficult. I understand. I understand there can be traffic problems, okay? I can understand that things can happen. The best that I can ask for, I'm going to do my best, okay, and respecting you all to be here on time, okay? Because I do believe that as my job, if my class starts at 8, it starts at 8, okay? And one thing that I am is I try to be a hard worker. And then the respect that I'll ask from you guys. If you do happen to have to come in late, okay, which please try to be here on time, okay? But if something happens, traffic, whatever the case might be, just quietly enter, which you guys did, and I appreciate that, okay? And just quietly just come in and sit, that sort of thing, all right? Don't come in and be like, hey, y'all, how's it going? What are you doing? Did I miss anything? No, just come on in and just keep going with the class, all right? What about academic honesty? Yes, ma'am.
Like, I wrote down professionalism, privacy, accountability, so.
I like those terms. Professionalism, accountability, making sure the work is yours. Now, hey, labs, we're collaborating, okay? In class, we're collaborating. You can even collaborate completing those McGraw-Hill assignments, okay? Because these are assignments. If you learn better working with someone, that's great, because we do stuff like that in class. If you're better working on your own, that's great. The time that academic honesty will come into play for my class is at test time. But luckily, we're not all, up, everybody has, every seat full. That's why I kind of like smaller class, okay? Because you get to know each other, you can learn better, I think. So I think we're good in here. How about the last one? Can work be completed at any time? No. You can complete it before the due date. And like I said, under those assignments, like the lab homework, a McGraw-Hill, whatever the case might be, if you miss 1 or 2, it's not that much of a big deal. okay? The one thing about my class, you will always have access to these assignments for at least a week. Some of the assignments you may have for more, because what I'll do as I continue to set up McGraw-Hill, set up the lab homeworks, I will go ahead and post those. Okay, so some of them could technically have a due date 2 weeks from now. Okay, so you have plenty of time. And I do that because I know things happen. All right, so any questions about our housekeeping duties? What are your expectations of me? What do you expect from me as your professor?
Delivery of content.
Delivery of content. Going to do my best. I wish it was information that I could make always fun, but sometimes there's just stuff we have to learn. But other than that, I'll do my best.
Will we be able to come to you like before the test during your office hours and like review the information?
Of course. Yep. Because I would much rather you do that, because I want to know your understanding. I want to know your understanding when we're here in class. Okay?
Also, following question, what do we need to have before we come ask you for help?
Just have your question.
Okay. Because I've just had professors in the past that are like, I need an outline, I need you to have like all the information, stuff like that.
No, because if you're being asked for that, why come to me? And so if you have a question, now if it's something that's mechanical, when I say mechanical, I mean like from the syllabus, about a due date or something, check the syllabus. But if you have something content focused or a concern about a test grade, how can I do better on the next test, that sort of thing, just come to me. Okay, I'm usually here before class. I definitely am here after class. All you gotta do is ask.
Do we work with today?
I wish. That's one thing that I had wanted to set up, but because we have 2 VCCS schools in the district, and one of them has to have them for their, I think it's the funeral program where they teach the people at the funeral homes and stuff. They have to have them, so only one's allowed. Okay. But we'll get to cut some stuff up. Not so much in the first part, but you'll definitely cut stuff up in the second part.
Okay, this is kind of specific. I have professors that like when they're gonna have a cancellation, they don't tell anybody, and they just have like a sign post on the door. They just don't show up to class. If that were to happen here, would you like to tell us?
The only way that that would happen with me is in a dire emergency.
Okay.
Now, one of the other things, like if something like that were to happen, I would also put up an announcement, or do my best to put it up on Canvas, which means you should get it as an email. In the past, I have set up like a group text. I don't know if anybody is. I think I used, was it GroupMe? Are there any other ones out there? I used one. There was a part where nobody had to really know your cell number. It was just set up by email accounts. If you're interested in that, I can do that. And that way, if something happens, I can text you and let you know. Or yeah. Is anybody interested in that? No? Okay. All right, any other expectations?